Welcome to the Firebelly Social Show. We're focused on talking to food and beverage brands that are on a mission to make the world better.
Hey, everyone. Welcome to another episode of the Firebelly Social Show. I'm your co-host, Duncan. We got Arnell up in the house. And on the Firebelly Social Show, we focus on founders, CEOs, leaders of mission-driven food and beverage brands. So we're super excited for our show today. Arnell, what's happening?
What's up, Duncan? And thanks, everyone, for tuning in to this latest episode of the Firebelly Social Show. Today, we have a great show lined up for you today, talking with Josh, CEO of Beloit Kombucha. This episode is brought to you today by Firebelly Marketing. At Firebelly, we help mission-based food and beverage brands bring people closer through social media marketing. So if you're ready to use social media to create more community and excitement around your food and beverage brand, go to firebellymarketing.com to learn more.
Thank you, Arnell. Welcome, Josh Sizemore. This is his fifth venture. So Josh, please be very welcome.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate you all having me. Glad to be here.
Arnell, you go first.
Awesome. So first question is just, how did you get started? You have a really unique kombucha product. So tell everyone about what makes you guys unique and what started it all originally.
Yeah. So, as you guys mentioned, this is my fifth venture, fifth startup, which is kind of crazy. I've had some success, some failures. And this one was kind of interesting in the way it came about. I was, last year, I was actually wrapping up, being kind of a special advisor for the CEO of Doritos. And one of my former, venture partners, venture investors, they reached out to me and said, look, we have this amazing new form factor of kombucha, but we really don't know how to get it to market, like spin it up, and I said, well, and they asked me if I could help them out with it, and I didn't really know what that meant. So I said, send me the samples and I'll try it. And just to preface, I'm a health nut. I work out twice a day if I can, every day. And I don't drink kombucha because it tastes like shit. And just to be honest, so I got the samples, and there were two samples. There was a lemon and a blueberry. So I tried the lemon first, and I was like, it's just the same old shit. Tastes like apple cider, apple vinegar. It's just not. We can't scale this. This is the same stuff, right? Like, we don't have enough differentiation to put this to market to scale. So I tried the blueberry, and my mouth hits the floor. I was like, this is crazy. It's fruity, it's clean, it does not taste like traditional kombucha. And I think the flavor is the best of all, but literally it has 25 calories and 2 grams of sugar compared to traditional kombucha that has high calorie, high sugar, most of them. Plus the form factor is you take it anywhere, you can have it anytime. And then the cost benefit, you're not paying $5-6 a bottle for traditional kombucha. You're paying $1.33 for the same benefits with a billion CFUs of probiotics, which is the same shit you get in the regular kombucha. So the taste really got me. Everything else, I was kind of going over in my mind, like how we can, approach the market with this concept, with this product. And so Kerry Foods is the largest food ingredient company in the world, and they actually created this powder a couple years ago, and they created it for Coca-Cola, and Coca-Cola had an LOI for this powder to put to market, and the LOI expired. So Kerry's in Beloit, and so there's a investment group called Generator. That's who reached out to me, one of the founders, Joe. He's an amazing guy. They're also in Beloit. And so they came together to partner up to figure out how to put this to market. And then that's when they reached out to me. So I called, before I got too ahead of myself, I had a meeting with Kerry and made sure that we could have more flavors that I would match this flavor profile? And they said, absolutely. And we tried a few and I was convinced. And from there, this was last October, I told Joe, I was like, look, I think I can do this. I think we can build something amazing. I think we can take 20% market share in the next few years. But this is what I need to get started. And he obliged, and we started this thing. I had to revamp kind of the marketing strategy, the go-to-market strategy, like branding, packaging, and then all that was ready by December. And then we just was waiting on the product. So, unfortunately, December turned into March, turned into April before we got the product. But in April, we launched on Amazon exclusively, and we've been 100% plus month over month since, which is great. We've been outperforming, most powdered, teas and, all kombuchas in regards to timelines. Like, no, I've been told no other brand that has launched has grew this quickly, which is, music to my ears. But we've only touched the surface. We're launching another avenue of revenue stream, which is direct to consumer via our website. We're partnering with this great, micro influencer platform called BM Digital, who's really going to scale us really quickly. And then in probably 5 to 6 months, we'll start our retail journey. But we're being really, really diligent and specific on the region we go into, and win in that region, take some market share, and then move on to the next region. Because if you don't do that in retail, as you guys probably know, you'll just burn through your money, and you'll kind of feel that. So. Sorry for the long.
Perfect. That's perfect. And as I was saying to you earlier, for people watching on video, it's like so happy to actually have the product in the hands. And cheers. And what's super interesting about it is you hit it. I got to tell you, I was super skeptical.
Yeah, of course.
What the hell? First of all, it's just another damn kombucha. There's very few kombuchas I really like. Most of them, you're right, most taste like shit, and they have so much sugar in them. Yeah. And especially if you're creating, it's like you just had like 3 days worth of sugar, one sitting, and it's fizzy and it's fun. I mean, I was trying to figure out how to make it, and two of my colleagues came over. They're like, "What are you doing? We want some." And I was like, They were like, "Can you make us one?" So we just had like 3 glasses, and what was really great was it's fun, and we did it with sparkling water.
Okay.
So it was really fun, and I wanted to ask you. You mentioned Carrie put this together, and it's Carrie Ingredients. Is that the right name?
Yeah.
And I was reading about BC30 kind of being the point of difference, and I was wondering if you could tell us, because you don't think of kombucha being able to be on the go.
Yeah, of course. So Carrie, they're so innovative, and they're mad geniuses over there. But they've created this probiotic called BC30 that is exclusively theirs. No one else can use it, and it's how we get the probiotics in the powder. And it's amazing. You give us 1 billion CFUs of probiotics, and which is the same amount or more than most traditional bottled kombucha. So it's an awesome, gift that we have available to put in this, kombucha, and it's pretty amazing. It's pretty, I've like I mentioned before, this is my 5th startup, and I've never been more bullish on anyone than this one. I just had 2 famous NBA players try to come in our pre-seed round, and they wanted special terms, and I said, can't give you special terms.
I mean, I wanted to just quickly, I know Arnell's got a question, I wanted to just quickly slide in there and say, with your instincts, and you've been there, you've done that, like, how did the innovation of this strike you?
So I always try to look at if I'm creating a product or leading something, like I try to look at every angle, and I try to think of always the consumer first. So as the consumer, what reason what reason do I have not to buy this? What reason do I have not to use this, right? So if I can't think of a reason not to use something, if I just had one reason, then it may have been different. But I literally could not think of a reason that people would not drink this over traditional kombucha. I have no, and look, we have found so far that's about 1 in 150 that actually like the taste of kombuchas, the vinegary stuff, and that's fine. We won't win those people over. All good. The rest of the kombucha market and people that don't drink kombucha because of the taste, we can win those people.
Very cool. One of the things that you mentioned that really struck me was mentioning how strong you guys are going direct to consumer first and doing that first before we begin to retail. And so, obviously you're a serial entrepreneur. There's a reason why you're doing that, but I would love to know, get more insights into why is direct to consumer so important for you guys right now.
Yeah, I think, it's a multitude of reasons. I think the biggest one is we have a functional beverage product that is lightweight, that can ship easily. And usually beverage products are heavy, bulky. You lose money every time somebody orders online because of the shipping factor. Here we have really good margins, and we can eventually become cash flow positive direct to consumer. And so within the next 6 months, we can hit, cash flow positivity, and then we can turn that into the retail play and the retail strategy. So it's really important for us to gain consumers online, to build trust, and we're not going to go broke direct to consumer as most beverages would. So all those things are beneficial in our short term and long term kind of strategy.
That's super, super interesting. How involved are you with all the marketing and the go-to market piece of it?
Yeah, I was pretty involved. I basically came up with everything. And then we have a management team for our Amazon, and then we'll have a management team for our other direct to consumer once we go live with that in the next couple of weeks. So, but as far as, strategy, marketing, concepts, and ideations and stuff like that, that's all kind of been me.
That's amazing. I love to see a CEO leading marketing from the front like that. That's just amazing. And
what do you think of the packaging?
I mean, it's beautiful. I mean, I'm for the people on audio only, I mean, it's lighthearted. There's a beautiful. I mean, it looks like a luxury product.
Yeah,
and it feels really nice in the hand. It's the actual pouches are really fun. And it's interesting. You said accessible earlier, because it definitely feels accessible. It's like I can just grab one of these, put it in my pocket, even if I don't have a gym bag, put it in my pocket, take it to the gym, I can drink it afterwards. And it feels lighthearted. I don't want to say it feels feminine, but it's definitely very easy to look at it.
Yeah. I've had people like send us messages and say like they just put it on their counter just to look at and brighten up their counters. I was like, because the reason I created the packaging like that is I did that for retail shelves, and the consumer, not if you don't know who we are, by way of that packaging, you may pick us up and give us 5 seconds of your time and learn about the product, and that's the whole point of that packaging. Now, there's a caveat that when we continue to scale, that could become kind of a wrench in the system, because right now we source that package from China because I cannot find a U.S. supplier that can do that packaging. So there may come a time that we have to change the packaging. I hope not. But as for now, it works. It works. It will continue to work. But things may change up. Later on. But for now, it works.
That can kind of hit on this a little bit, but Why do you guys think that you've been so successful so fast? Obviously, you guys are very functional, even when it comes to physical functionality. But we'd love to get your thoughts on it. Why do you think you guys have grown so quickly?
I mean, honestly, I think we've grown well. I don't know if we've grown. I don't think we've grown as quick as I would have liked to. I think if we had, enough product reserve to add that avenue of direct to consumer through our digital partner, I think we would be blowing it out of the water. And for the last 4 months, we could have been, really, really blowing it out of the water. But on Amazon, we've done really well. And our Amazon management team, their biggest client I'll give you an idea. I think they have 15 clients. Their biggest client did $8 million on Prime Day. That's how, and to hear them tell us that we're doing better than most of the brands have done in the first 4 months is a good sign, and we're trying to utilize marketing via Amazon as much as we can, paid ads, but Amazon's different than like Facebook shop or your direct to consumer, because there's a silo of, okay, this is only going to the Amazon consumer. So it's really a gradual progression. So you can't just go out and spend $500K on, it's not going to give you the return that you need. You need to spend $1,000, $2,000, $2,500. You have to gradually work your way up to see that return come back. So we've been doing that, and they've been doing well, and we're going to continue to do that. But big focus is going to be outside of Amazon, direct to consumer coming up for sure.
I guess one of the observations I had, and Arnell just said it, but it's functional in more than one way. I mean, it's functional because of the fact that you're putting good things into your body and you're drinking a beverage, for sure. Yeah. But it is kind of revolutionary to take kombucha on the go in a packet. And so that's the other functional piece of it.
Yeah, we're almost, we're really not, but it's almost like we're creating a new category, sort of. So that's, that makes it a little bit more tricky and difficult to figure out, especially when you go to retail. They're like, where are we going to put this on the shelf? Is it going to be with the supplements? Is it going to be with the hydration? Is it, where's it going to be, right? So that could, that may be a little hurdle we got to jump across, but we have great relationships with big box Target and Costco, and we're super confident once we go to retail that those places will be kind of the first stops for us. But we got to build trust, we got to build brand online. Like there's so many things that needs to happen. But yeah, to your point, it's functional. And to your point of a healthy beverage, like, you got to think, it's traditional kombucha. If you're truly drinking it for the health benefits, is the probiotics in there worth the sugar? Are they worth the calories, right? Because in my opinion, they're not. Now there's some kombucha, ready to drinks that are out there that does have low sugar. Look, I'm not saying 100% don't, but I am saying that I've never tried one with the low sugar, with the low calories that taste like ours, And again, once you open it, you have to drink it. You can't just take a pack and drink it when you want, like ours.
I mean, it's interesting. Can I say real quick, Arnell, that it's interesting that it doesn't taste like kombucha.
Exactly.
I love Rowdy Mermaid, and we interviewed Jamba, and it is amazing. But it is kombucha. It tastes like kombucha.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, it tastes better than kombucha, is what I should say.
Yeah.
But I think what's interesting is this didn't taste like kombucha at all.
Yeah. Yeah, that was the big thing for me, is that I didn't want it to taste like kombucha. And that's and when I tried the blueberry, I was like, yeah, this doesn't taste like kombucha, because my taste, but like, I mean, it's just, I don't know. It's when you create or bring a product in the beverage space to the masses, to the consumer, like it's got to be perfect. To me, it's got to be the flavor's got to be perfect. The nutrition's got to be perfect. Like everything needs to be 100%. So the consumer doesn't have a chance to turn away from your product, I know that's hard. That's almost impossible, but as much as you can get there, that's what we're trying to do.
What about product extensions? I know you mentioned there's some fun flavors, and you also teased that there's some upcoming new flavors. And so tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so I'm excited. So we have, right now we have 2 flavors being commercialized that will be available September-ish. We have a watermelon and a berry hibiscus, and they're both amazing. And this past week, I had a meeting with Carrie, and we had a board meeting, and we all came to agreement that the 4th flavor will be green apple, and it's green apple. I mean, I've never seen green apple kombucha, but this one, and this one's 0 sugar, so, and it tastes unbelievable. And then we're probably leaning toward more citrus for the 5th flavor. So we're thinking like a lemonade, a lemon something. And then, so we'll land on that probably September, and hopefully we'll have those last 2 flavors commercialized before the end of the year. So they have to commercialize the flavors, and then we can get the PO in for the powder, and then they can, create it. So.
What about being a founder? I mean, especially, CEO 5 times over now. It's like, that is a hard journey. Josh, come on. I mean, how do you look after yourself?
A lot of exercise, a lot, that's my stress reliever. That's my, that's my anxiety relief. You can't, mental health is so important. And, I've heard it in the founder, the founder community for so long. And honestly, I don't really understand it, just because I don't go through that. Like I'm from a small town in Appalachia, Kentucky, 900 people, like dirt poor, like, so I've seen the worst of the worst. So that probably gives me a little thicker skin, so, and an understanding of kind of how the real world actually is. So I didn't really have all those mental, like, not lapses or breakdowns, but just, those mental anguishes that go along with being a founder and trying to build a brand and build a company. But I know other people that do, super successful people, billionaires that I know that go through it. So, and I think my mental fortitude, plus the fact that I exercise rigorously every day, most of the time twice a day, really helps my mental fortitude, like beyond belief, probably beyond what I actually know. So I have an amazing wife. I mean, she's fucking amazing. That helps me so much. And we have traditions. We travel when we can. We have this tradition, pizza and wine every Friday. So ever since we've been together, no matter if we were in Greece, Italy, wherever, or on the couch, it's pizza and wine on Friday. So having cool little traditions like that is things to look forward to. Is cool. And we're also open, just a side note, we're also opening a restaurant in Berkeley. It's a upscale pizza and wine. So you guys got to check.
Yes.
Oh man, that's phenomenal. Love it.
Yeah, we got to check that out. Especially knowing your ritual too. What would you say is some of your advice for up-and-coming CPG brands? A lot of people who are tuning into this podcast or other CPG founders. So what do you have to say for that? Yeah,
I would just say, whether you're about to start your business or you have your business and you're scaling up, just always remember to be flexible, be amenable, be thoughtful of yourself. Like, think of yourself. Like, you have to really, enjoy yourself, like yourself, love yourself, And think about it like that. If you're, if you're gracious to others, right, you need to be gracious to yourself, and like, if you can see things that way, I think you start to look at things a little differently, and you maybe react differently. And I think that's one thing, being mindful of your actions, being just kind of looking at the bigger picture and like looking at yourself, taking time to reflect, being observant, all the things that you wouldn't think that matter when you're trying to scale a business really do matter. And and focusing a lot on yourself really matters, because when you come to hard times or hardships or, crossroads that you may not understand, I think you'll have a better idea of how to answer those questions when you get to that point. And then never be afraid to ask for help. Like, that's the one thing I learned when I first started this thing a long time ago with Unify Water. I was never afraid to ask for help, no matter what. No matter what. And I mean, it took me 136 meetings before I got my first investment for Unify Water. And that's really should really all tell. Yeah, that's really all you should need to know about kind of the how the track is being. But that's what you have to expect. It's what you're going to go through. And if you're lucky enough to get the first check, the other ones are a lot easier, So just never give up, never quit. Just focus on yourself more than you think you should.
That's beautiful advice. And, we wanted to just say that, being leaders ourselves and knowing what a lonely journey that can be, thank you, for not just doing it once, but doing it 5 times. And, and changing the world, I mean, for the better. I mean, we really appreciate, what you're doing. We wouldn't be able to do what we do without you. So thank you so much for leading the way for all of us.
No, for sure. Thank you guys for having me. Thank you for, loving the product, or at least enjoying the product, and keep buying it, please.
No, you can say loving it.
Yes.
That's totally accurate. And let's make sure we let everyone know how to find the product on Amazon and also the website.
Yeah, BeloitKombucha.com. Just shop now. It'll take you to Amazon, and then in a couple of weeks you'll have 2 options, either Amazon or direct. So, and then hopefully in 6 months or so, you'll see us in your favorite retailer.
And you got new flavors coming out, watermelon and green apple coming out soon. So thank you so much. And Arnell, you got a message for us there?
Yes, this episode is brought to you today by Firebelly Marketing. At Firebelly, we help mission-based food and beverage brands bring people closer through social media marketing. So if you're ready to use social media to create more community and excitement around your food and beverage brand, go to firebellymarketing.com to learn more.
And not to mention the fact that, Josh, I'm full on inspired by the twice a days. I've done some twice a day, and man, that is amazing and also so hard. But God, when your body feels good, your mind seems to work better.
100%. Yeah, 100%, man. Like I couldn't. I mean, if I didn't have exercise, I don't know what I'd be doing. I'd fucking kill. I don't know what I'd do.
Okay. Challenge accepted. We're gonna reconnect. Challenge accepted. Arnell, hold me responsible. Twice a day coming up from me. So thank you, everyone, for listening to another episode of the Firebelly Social Show. We've been so stoked to have Josh Sizemore, multiple serial entrepreneur, all-around good guy, and workoutaholic. So thank you, and we'll see you on the next one. Thanks, Arnell.
Thanks for listening to the Firebelly Social Show. We'll see you again next time, and be sure to click subscribe to get future episodes.